Ah. Hello, everyone. I know it's been a while since I got to like get out the power washer and everything, but the freaking devs decided to slip in the fact that they're going to be doing an Alice in Wonderland pack next month.
You didn't tell me it was going to be a Alice in Wonderland pack.
Surprise!
I can't do it. I'm not going back to Wonderland. I'm not going back to Wonderland.
Quick, Cat, use the forget-me-stick.
Link, Zelda, Hero of Hyrule, and Half Kaiju, you're going to be joining us in Wonderland whether you like it or not.
Yeah, do you remember where
or do you want me to tell Zelda?
What exactly would you tell her?
That you're chickening out on a challenge?
You drive a hard bargain, Fox. I'm not eating any mushrooms.
Don't worry, we're just going to be, from the sounds of things, we're just going to be cleaning up a bunch of messes from some crazy parties from what I saw of a lot of the preview stuff on Instagram and Twitter.
Great, you guys do that. I'll be over there in the corner getting with the caterpillar and the hookah. Oh, by the way, don't trust the Cheshire Cat.
Yeah. But hey, if we ever need someone to take some mushrooms, go through Wonderland, we'll just call in Mario.
I think that these ones are a little bit stronger than what he's used to.
Yeah. Anyways, calming the half kaiju hero down aside, I figured with that coming up, might as well finish up this beast.
What is this? What is that machine?
It's called the Thunderhawk.
Yeah, the name is literally right there.
Thunderhawk.
Thunder.
Apparently it's a giant... Apparently, according to the Magos Pontius Pius, it is a heroic Thunderhawk gunship of the Adeptus Astartes, chapter designation Blood Angels. So it's a Blood Angels and air gunship.
Ooh.
The Blood Angels chapter. They are known for being vampires.
Anything else, or is that just it?
I am half joking. Apparently, I think they do have something to do with like drinking blood, but that's because some of the Space Marine chapters they have quirks. Let's say like one might be a little more aggressive, one might be a little bit more quick, one might be more intelligent, things like that.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. Forgot to mute that. Anyways.
And the Blood Marines, they have a literal blood angels. They often get confused with some other chapter, some other Space Marine chapter called to me at least, called the Blood Ravens. They were the I don't know how to put it. They were basically the main characters of the RTS game Dawn of War.
Hmm.
They were also known for wearing red armor, just like the Blood Ravens. So sometimes it could be a little bit confusing. Sometimes.
Gears of War, Dawn of War, God of War. Man, we are really playing a lot of war games in this generation, aren't we?
I know, right?
Yeah. Well, can't be helped
I'm
sometimes.
still waiting for my World of the World.
Flipping God, this thing's huge.
Yep.
And remember, not everything in this game is up to scale, so this thing is probably actually much more bigger.
Yeah, somehow I can tell. I can always... I kind of have a sixth sense for when models are miniatures, having grown up watching Godzilla films all my life.
Alrighty.
Am I getting an invite, by the way?
Working on it.
Any.
She's working on it. Ed, you idiot! Working on it, Eddie!
Yeah. Anyways, pardon the blue screen of annoyance. There we go. Yeah, I don't want to know what this redacted residue is, but apparently there's also some crystals that need to be sprayed off.
Oh, we talked about this before. It's I think it might be. I think it's like Nurgle stuff. We talked about it and how how sanitary Nurgle faction is.
Yeah, it do. But yeah. But on top of course, the Warhammer stuff, I figure we should also sprinkle in a little bit of knowledge of a little something that happened pretty recently, which is the Nintendo Direct for June. Oh.
Now featuring the return of Metroid Prime 4.
Oh yeah, that is one of the few things that I knew about. Like, I honestly can't believe it, because you guys remember when this first got announced a few years ago? Like, that basically prompted me to pretty much scour all the GameStops in my area to buy up the 3 Metroid Prime games, because I was planning to, like, play them for my channel. I literally just got into the Metroid franchise, because I had just played Metroid Fusion, and it's like, yeah, if this game's coming out, I want to play these games so that I can kind of get hype for Metroid 4. But then the project...
I'm sorry to interrupt, but things are going crazy on my end.
How crazy?
How crazy?
I have entered the blood dimension.
Everything looking red?
No, I see some stars.
What? What happened? What did you do?
Well, I think he tried to cross into the Emerald Realm, but he took the wrong. He missed the left-handed Albuquerque.
Yeah.
Where?
I don't know.
This might be a game series that takes place in space, but that doesn't mean you actually have to go into space.
I don't know where I am. I just went to pick up the ladder or the stairway thing.
I'm somewhere where I don't know where I am.
Well, I can pick this up nicely. It sounds like you have a glitch.
Son of a glitch.
Yeah. Yeah, can you, like, post a screenshot on the thing to, like, give the other two a heads up of what's going on?
Yep, I'm gonna switch on back to PS4 so I can see that. Come on. Universal remotes. They basically only work some of the time.
But yeah. Going back to the Direct, well, Chaos finds his way out of the blood dimension for some reason.
I'm sorry, Moog's been getting impatient waiting for Gat to come back to the lands between, so he set up clearly a few traps in my own dimension. I've underestimated the Lord of Blood and the Formless Mother.
Oh, for crying out loud, Moog, wrong dimension. Keeping the lands between, will ya?
I'm actually curious how strong the demigods of
darn it, I forgot to turn those off.
Maybe he teamed up with Apparatus to do it.
No, Apparatus doesn't tend to care that much about other people.
Yeah, if you have to, you can. I'll allow you to drop so I can re-invite you back in.
I've already left and coming back in.
Okay, good.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship.
Yeah, I'll send you another invite just in case.
It's 5 year mission to boldly clean where no one has gone before.
You joke, but given all these random collabs they've been doing, I wouldn't be surprised if they do a Star Trek one.
Yep, but I'm still holding out for a Jurassic Park one. We gotta clean the Jeeps, we gotta clean the Explorer, we gotta clean the gate, we gotta clean the visitor center.
We even got to clean the IREX.
I don't think we need to go that far, but maybe we can clean the fences. Oh, that, you know what would be good? Like how they did the Back to the Future one, where after we clean the DeLorean takes off and then actually does a time travel. What would be good is we clean the fence on the main road outside of the T-Rex paddock, and as it gets more clean, the area starts to get darker because a storm starts rolling in. Then, once the job is done, the camera automatically turns around, we hear a loud noise, and we turn back, and the fence is broken. Yep.
Alrighty, I'm still loading in, but here is a video to show you what's happening as well.
Holy crap, you uploaded that to YouTube that quickly?
Yeesh.
You'd be surprised how much good reception I actually get here in the Blood Zone. It just comes with one flaw, which you will see once you upload the video.
The fact that your molecular structure seems to be destabilizing?
Yep, pretty much.
Gosh dang it. And I triple checked for updates and hot fixes.
Hey, sometimes bugs are inevitable.
Like Thanos.
Yeah. So yeah, anyways, the fact that we now have Metroid Prime 4 Beyond finally coming out after a bunch of delays because of some things that happened in the background. Everyone's going nuts.
Canceled. Yep.
Pardon?
I legit thought that the project was canceled, that either Nintendo was going to shelve it or they would release it untitled something else, but I'm glad that they're keeping the fact that they're calling it Prime 4, because that's how they advertised it when it first got announced, just that big 4 floating in space. That was good.
Yeah, Nintendo knows that they would rather, they would not shelve something like that, knowing how much of a strong fan base they have for Metroid, especially after advertising something like that.
Zero.
With some exceptions, of course.
Yeah.
I think PowerWash Simulator crashed on my end, so
Oh, for God's sake.
I'd recommend you restarting your PS4 and just booting back up and joining us again.
I'm gonna try getting it one more time now that I've actually closed PowerWash Simulator. Still though, I can't believe that happened, especially so quickly, if you don't mind me saying.
Yeah,
Yep.
No, it's fine. I'm still upset about the whole glitch for the credits where I did not see the final picture. I am upsetty. You wanna know what was the final picture?
What?
Ulysses was found.
Oh, Ulysses! Well, we technically did find him. He's basically kind of led an exodus of the cats basically to the outskirts of town, where they're basically sensing the presence of that Atlantean thing that basically stabilized the volcano, or they're just getting to the coast to get as far away from the volcano as they physically can.
And then after that he found a lady cat and now is a papa.
Yep. In fact, that was our initial assumption, wasn't it? We literally thought that he just ditched his owner so that he could go find a lady cat.
And I've finally come back. Like Gandalf the Grey, coming back as Gandalf the White.
Yay, he's here.
Yeah, so I think for safety's sake, you handle the bottom half of the ship and I'll handle the top half.
Yep, keeping his feet planted firmly on the ground, despite the fact that it's Chaos's expertise to climb these things. But yeah, that whole thing with Ulysses, it reminds me, you guys remember that image I posted in the Among Us chat about the guy whose cat went missing a month ago? He found said cat a week ago, but then last night his cat came back and now he has duplicate cats.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you end up with just duplicate cats.
He stumbled upon the cat multiplication glitch, the cat duplication glitch.
Don't worry,
Yeah,
don't worry, it's technically the same cast, just the Mandela effect. There's now a dimension where a guy has no cat.
Yeah.
Cats run on Gremlin's logic. If you get them wet, they multiply.
You think, but I guess cats must have consciences then, because then they spend. That's probably why they spend their time avoiding the water.
Turbo laser destructor. That's a funny way of saying a big honking laser gun. Anyways.
Honestly, I wasn't even sure it was a laser gun. It looks like just a big cannon.
Yeah, anyways, Hans and I saw the direct, and they started off strong. Oh, goody! Moving parts!
Okay, I know you said strong, but it sounds like you said straw or strom, and it was like...
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, you ever heard of the hit series Strom yet?
Yeah, anyways. You want to know how they start off?
How?
A new Mario and Luigi RPG game!
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Saw that. Mario Brothers, I think.
Brothership.
As a reminder, the two brothers, when played perfectly, can handle Sephiroth.
Ah.
But yeah, the thing, yeah, I mean, a lot of fans were going nuts about that because let's not forget, the OG company that made the other Mario and Luigi games went bankrupt.
Oh,
Alpha Dream.
So they're like the ones that made like Partners in Time, the Inside Story. They're defunct.
Yeah, they went bankrupt.
But apparently, probably we learned later is that much of their employees were then hired on by Nintendo. So.
Yep.
Well,
so they were working on a fourth game in the background. And let me tell,
a bit of a relief, yeah.
Yeah, and let me tell you, it translated into 3D really well, because despite everything, it still looked like your typical Mario and Luigi game. It still has a lot of the quirkiness, still a lot of the animations, the brother attacks.
As the potato.
Yeah, a lot of great voice acting, especially by the new guy that's voicing Mario. And I think in a way he's also voicing Luigi. You can barely tell that. In fact, it sounded really spot on. And it just never lost any of the charm that the other games had. It still was a Mario and Luigi game. Just in an extra dimension.
Awesome.
As a guy who's played plenty of Mario and Mario RPGs, both Paper Mario and Luigi games, I could say that it passes all the marks, much like how the Thousand Year Door remake did.
Yep. And by the way, found out the main reason why the recent Paper Mario games are not quite so RPG focused as it was before. It's because the Mario and Luigi games were there, and they were a little more successful in that. So that's why a lot of the newer Paper Mario stuff are more puzzle based.
Yeah, I think it's just a case of Nintendo just wanting more variety in their catalog. I think I remember that was a similar reason for the Mario and Sonic Olympic games. But yeah, it would make more sense if they were like platformers. But I think
Miyamoto created
Miyamoto
brand, yeah.
Yeah, Miyamoto was thinking like, nah, that would be too easy. So let's just make them into sports games, basically.
Yeah, I've had fun with the sports games, especially it led to funny moments like
shirtless Eggman.
well, not just shirtless Eggman, but I mean like personal moments, because I do have some fond memories of the first Winter Olympics game, like telling Silver to run away because there's a naked man chasing him, and he used Chaos Control to get away. The naked man was Donkey Kong, in case anyone is confused. In case you thought it was Eggman based off of Cat's comments. which would have been hilarious given it was the Winter Olympics.
Speaking of Donkey Kong, one of the midpoint announcements is that his Donkey Kong Country Returns is going to be put into HD and put on the Switch.
I can't help but feel they already did that, but I'm pretty sure I was confusing that with Tropical Freeze.
That was Tropical Freeze. This is the first one.
Well, here comes Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
If this game doesn't have a funky mode, I'm not interested.
It doesn't have a funky mode.
Yeah, anyways, another...
We'll get an up later on, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah. And then they introduced a few more little announcements here and there. Like, yes, there's another Just Dance game coming out on Switch. They're not going to stop with those.
Well, if they're popular, but...
And then apparently they're like... And then apparently Funko Pop is going to be... It has taken like a leaf out of Lego's book and started putting out their own little crazy games.
And that's what I find ironic, because I think I realized a little while ago that Lego Big Heads are basically the Lego equivalent of Funko Pop.
Can anyone explain to me what a Funko Pop is? Because originally I just thought that they were some sort of candy, but clearly I have...
They're
collectible figurines, basically.
Yeah, turning a lot. Yeah, they're turning. Yeah, basically it's a collectible figurine series where they're turning a lot of known characters from various medias, from movies to TV shows to video games, into these little chibi things.
Yeah, they're basically chibi little bobbleheads.
Well, not just bobbleheads, but also just straight up figurines. I should know. I have a Sylveon one sitting here on my desk.
Yeah, they're not exactly bobbleheads. I honestly thought that they were, but they're just like figurines with just big heads.
Yeah, there are some.
Interesting seeing all the crossovers possible in that game, especially since Five Nights at Freddy's is there.
Yeah, and Chucky
figures too.
Chucky and Jaws. It seems like a good chunk of the ones I've seen in Funko Pop Fusion are horror based.
I'm still waiting for my Morbius Funko Pop.
Yeah. Yeah, well, on top of all that, it just does not look right. Graphics-wise.
Yeah, I've heard Funko Pops are rather notorious for just looking off-putting for a lot of people.
Well, I'm talking about the game.
Horror icons.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I'm talking about the game.
Right.
Yeah, graphics-wise, it kind of looked a little like early PlayStation 2, maybe early PlayStation 3.
Well,
so,
I think the graphics like that can be a bit charming, a bit jarring by today's standards, but I think there's charm to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to make it a retro throwback game, which you don't think that was the intention.
Yeah. But, yeah. And then, but there's one of the smaller things they're going to be announcing is something I'm looking forward to because, well, you guys know about me and cute things. And the pilot's talking about more stuff. Yeah, you guys could read that on your own as we're talking. One of the things that I'm looking forward to is Hello Kitty's Island Adventure. Apparently, that was a mobile game that is now going to be turned into a Switch game next year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I actually have a sort of light history with Hello Kitty because I remember seeing a cartoon of it. Well, technically an anime of it, but I was like 6. So I didn't know what anime was, but but yeah, I saw an anime of it like a long time ago of Hello Kitty having these crazy adventures, sometimes like helping solve problems with her friends, sometimes in fairy tale worlds. And then I remember, of course, Karopi, who was the little frog guy. What I did know was that there was like a whole bunch of other characters that are with Hello Kitty or the Sanrio series in general. Like Cinnamon Roll and Popo Purin. And Pon Pon Purin, or however you pronounce it. I am so sorry to the Sanrio fans for my mispronunciations. But yeah, apparently what happened was the OG creator of Hello Kitty just decorated his sandals with cute things one day, and it caught a lot of good attention, and he thought, I can make this into a business, and the rest was history.
Yep. Sometimes it can work out like that.
Yeah, and now they're also branching out to like some more adult fans of Sanrio with Agretsuko.
Agretsuko, yeah. Uh-huh.
So yeah, which apparently it's also in that game. So I'm looking forward to that because it looks a little like if you like take Animal Crossing and just put it as 100% Sanrio characters, which I don't mind. I love Animal Crossing. I should get back to that sometime, but yeah, that definitely was a game I'm looking forward to.
Personally, the thing I find funny that it's also that it's basically an Animal Crossing game, except you get to actually make your character an animal.
You guys know I'm going to spend like 5 minutes trying to make mine look like a fox.
Yep.
If not 20. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Anyways, another thing that actually broke everyone in that direct is the fact they've announced Dragon Quest 3 in HD 2D.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I think that we're all kind of hardwired to kind of anticipate Dragon Ball.
Whenever we hear dragon, we must always think of balls. I think our psychiatrists have a fun time with dissecting that, especially if they know nothing of Dragon Ball.
Well, considering the fact that, of course, Akira Toriyama did make a lot of the character designs and monster designs for Dragon Quest, I'm not surprised.
I think it's mostly just because, like, Dragon Ball, it's like between Dragon Ball and Dragon Quest, Dragon Ball might be the more notable one.
Oh, yeah, but a lot of Dragon Quest fans are definitely looking forward to, like, replaying what they call the Erdrick or Loto trilogy again. And this time they're doing it in the style that they had for Octopath Traveler. Basically 2D sprites with 3D backgrounds.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, that's what they dubbed 2D HD. And it looks really good. On top of all that, Dragon Quest 3 is slotted to be releasing in November.
I imagine that the thing also saves on costs as well.
Oh, yeah. And there's just like a charm to it. And on top of all that, at the very end, they snuck in the fact that they're releasing the first two games as one game next year. And we found out, canonically speaking, the third game is the first in the series. The first in the trilogy. So, with one being the next one, canonically speaking, and then after that is 2.
So in other words, 3 is 1, 1 is 2, and 2 is 3.
Pretty much.
Right, I'm lost. Can you explain the math to me again?
There's no math involved. It's just the order story-wise with the first trilogy of the Dragon Quest games. Because the thing is,
I was joking.
No. Let me take over this math lesson. Okay. So as a reminder, and keep with me here, the joke only works if you donate to it.
Yeah. Anyways. So. And then of course, they've announced that they're like making another, apparently they're doing a second Fairy Tail game, but it just didn't look too good on the Switch system. So yeah, I was
honestly surprised to even. I was honestly surprised to see a Fairy Tail game, since I believe at this point both the manga and anime are just done.
Yeah. Apparently they're going through the last like little bit of the manga and anime in this game. But it
Wow.
just...
Like, come over here real quick.
Oh, coming.
Well, in regards to that Dragon Quest conversation, I guess you could say that we're chronologically confused.
Oh, yeah. Wait, that's a
yeah.
ball.
It's the Grail. A ball.
Yeah, that is the yes, that is, and indeed an emblem that represents the Blood Angels. What about it?
Oh,
Okay.
so what's his ball stand for?
I'll be honest, I don't remember. I mean, there's like so many characters in Warhammer. If that even is meant to be a character's name or something, or represent, I
think
don't
it's
know.
probably like an abbreviation of the chapter of that's associated with the ship. Anyway,
Yeah, so
or maybe, or actually, maybe it's just the name of this particular ship. Either way, I don't think it's something worth.
it's called a Thunderhawk. There's no T.
Or
No, I
maybe
meant like you can still give vehicles names. Like if you got a car, your name is Susan.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways,
Or maybe it's just like their platoon's way of saying what we've got, you know?
Another game that was announced is known as Farmagia. Basically, it's a farming game, but instead of just growing normal crops, you're growing an army of monsters to help you fight against a big bad enemy.
Monsters?
I wish I was kidding.
I mean, there's been like a lot of like quirky games involve monster collecting, like
Question.
Pokemon, Digimon, Yokai Watch. I think there might have been like a few. Oh, actually, I think Shin Megami Tensei even tried to be like a little more like Pokemon, which is funny to say since it was like one of the inspirations for Pokemon, and now it's like it's taking inspiration from something that took inspiration by itself.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I wish sometime when I'm negotiating with demons, I could just throw a ball at them and call it a day.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if these monsters involve being caught in capsules that we keep in our pockets.
No, they actually grow from crops. I mean, for example, you're growing something that looks like a normal corn stalk, but then all of a sudden pops out something that looks like a cross between a fox and a wolf.
Yeah, you do know that basically is what's happening in the Pokemon world anyway, right? I mean, it's
Well,
literally
it's like
only a matter of time before a stalk of corn comes to life and we start calling it a Pokemon.
Yeah, sorry, I fell off the ship while trying to clean up the back fin.
It happened
I was
to
gonna say,
our
I'm pretty sure with most of the
it happened to our keys, it even happened to ice cream.
It even happened to car engines.
Yep, and lawnmowers. Let's not forget the lawnmowers.
To be fair, in the case of the mower, it's being possessed by a ghost.
Ah. Well, so's the chandelier.
Well, no. In that case, that is 100% the Pokemon, where the lawnmower is straight up possessed by a Pokemon that can choose to not be a chandelier anymore. I mean, not to be a lawnmower anymore.
In other words, it's being possessed by a plasma.
Right.
Anyway.
The Pokemon is the electricity. It is not that powers the thing. It is not the actual lawnmower.
Yeah. Anyways, it also seems to be like in a similar art style to Fairy Tail as well, so.
Ooh.
That'd be the same artist.
Yeah, so I would not be too surprised that he's like branching out to video game designs. After all, especially with Akira Toriyama being one of his teachers.
Yep, and shout out to the sensei himself. Hope you're enjoying yourself up there with King Kai.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
I also just want to briefly go on a tangent because we brought it up earlier here that Shin Megami Tensei can be pretty brutal when it comes to trying to recruit new demons to your cause. Because the way you gotta go about it is that you go into a conversation minigame where you pretty much have to wine and dine with different demons in order to get them to join you. Even the same demon can react differently to different responses, so you never know precisely what is going to be the best response.
Well,
So that said, it does lead to hilarious interactions.
I mean, like, Speaking of hilarious interactions, don't want to derail anything, but that entire conversation about whining and dining demons is just making me think about some kind of Doom dating simulator where the Slayer is now taking demons out on dates to fancy restaurants. Maybe
I was
like
kind of thinking a similar thing. Like, hey, I was literally had to like take them out on a nice restaurant, ask them how their day was.
I gotta watch the demon. I gotta date the demon. I gotta be the demon.
It's all like you guys joke. That's like literally like half the damn plot. Well, half the damn plot. But actually, is that half the damn plot? I guess it is half the damn plot of Shin Megami Tensei. Except, the demons aren't really interested in whining and dining unless I initiate it. Otherwise, they're just content with trying to beat me up.
Guys,
Gat,
I think
you
we
okay?
might have accidentally killed Gat. Gat? Are you alright? He's not talking.
Yeah.
Oh no, a demon is whining and dining him.
Kill the stream. Gat?
Gat, you there?
Yep.
Barrack? Private Barrack, are you there?
I think he probably went to get a drink.
I hope so. Because
Sorry
like,
about that. There was something really stuck in my throat. I've been congested for
Okay.
quite a bit.
Okay. Whew. We were worried that the demon got you there while we were talking about them.
Yeah.
yeah, I thought that
Believe
maybe
me,
he laughed so
believe me.
hard he started hacking up.
Believe me, if a demon saw me what I've been going through, they'd probably be like, shoot, shit. I'm sorry to hear that, brother.
I don't know, man. Some demons have the strangest of the reactions. Like for example, I think one of my favorite ones is I forget the name, but I do know it's supposed to be some sort of Hindu, based off a Hindu goddess. There's this purple, horned, four-armed, blade-wielding. What's it?
Shiva?
2 arms? No, not Shiva. Shiva is a man in Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah, and
How about Kali?
canonically speaking in Hindu faith, Shiva is 100% male.
Ah.
Yeah, he's like, look, like they take some liberties with designs of some time, but with Shiva, they've done a good job interpreting him and many of his fellows to be exactly how they should be. Just don't ask me about Mara. The less I talk about Mara, the better.
Alright then, so it's not Shiva. How about Kali?
I think it might be Kali, but anyway, I'm technically getting off point. And so one of the conversation options, I forget where it leads, is to so where my character asks a recruit, he's just like, oh yeah, so what do you want, or what do you think you could do to me? And my character says that, well, let's just to keep the stream in its proper age appropriate bracket, it was to get her very excited. To which she looked down at the character's lack of a noticeable bulge in the otherwise appearing to be tight outfit, and proceeded to laugh off into the distance.
Man, nobody ever gets it that bad.
When the word, it's funny. Like sometimes, like that doesn't always go like that, especially with female demons. But I do find it funny whenever a situation ends up like that.
Ouch!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
like it's
it's
still
bad.
technically a positive end. The demon ended up leaving, so I didn't have to worry about them attacking me on their turn. But it's still like, damn.
I mean, it's bad enough getting rejected by a girl for, quote, physical inadequacies, but when a literal goddess basically, like, drops you like that, like, a being that supposedly has all this power and supposedly infinite patience.
Yeah. Like, to be fair. Yeah. And to also explain further with the current Shin Megami Tensei game, the character you're playing as is called becomes something called a Naobino, which pretty much is what happened when you use actually, no, I have a better comparison. You know how in that one arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yugi, Joey, and gang fuse with their monsters, get some sort of bonus or whatever?
Say it again. Arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! Something about a bonus.
Where Yugi and gang would just fuse with their monsters or whatever.
That's Capsule Monsters. It was kind of like a spin-off.
Yeah, so basically, I merged with a demon, been known as Asagi. I know what he actually is, but I don't want to give spoilers in case any of you guys get interested, because it's a fun series. And with that, I have, and as an albino, I go from rather effeminate Japanese boy to guy with really long blue hair, which that doesn't make sense to me, considering both the protagonist and the demon he's connected to both have short hair. So why it's long and blue confuses me.
Out of everything that's out of all the things, that's where you have to draw a line.
Exactly. Yeah, I'm willing to accept my fingers being able to turn into a lightsaber. I'm willing to accept that I gained some sort of weird techno suit. I'm willing to even accept the fact that my character can do the polymerization or the fusion dance to become effectively a half demon that is potentially in the running to become the next creator god. But what I will not accept is how two boys with short hair suddenly merge to get a hairstyle that rivals Zero from Mega Man.
That was Zero's hair? I always thought it was a scarf.
Yeah, no, it's his hair.
Huh.
Yeah, he's got long blonde hair.
And in case you're thinking, okay, Chaos, you're getting ridiculous. It's just part of the whole fusion mechanic. Okay, so in the re-release that they did recently, you get a second form in what they call the Canon of Vengeance, where essentially the Quetzalcoatl, basically for no, not Quetzalcoatl. Long story short, four angel-like entities that are known as the ladies of private time with teasing trumpets and all that jab, and their attempts of pretty much awakening a deity to pretty much punish the creator god and all that, yada 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 yada. Their husband is the giant red snake man named Samuel.
Giant red snake man named Samuel?
Yeah. Yes, and when I mean snake man, I don't mean like, it's a humanoid. It's a humanoid with a snake-like head. No. I mean he's a red snake with wings, and technically was an angel or something. His name means the poison of God.
So
I don't know how to put it, because I played a game called D2 on my phone, and I have that demon. I actually Samael. I actually use the demon.
Yes, that makes more sense. Samael.
Yeah, I actually use the demon. It looks really cool.
Because I was literally about to say that whole thing, Samuel, kind of sounds like a Monty Python sketch about the sorcerer. Are you the great sorcerer? There are those who call me Tim.
Those that call me Sammy the Wizard.
That's what's going on in the text, in my little text chat on the side there. We're seeing a recording about what happened to this gosh darn ship. Basically, the last recording of the last battle where things got a little messy.
So I wonder what the punchline is going to be.
Pardon?
Pardon who? Mirgat.
You.
I wonder what the punchline is going to be, because these things always have a punchline, because it's like, it's not enough that basically, like, we're getting messages about the last battle and whatnot. There has to be some kind of funny twist that makes it all worthwhile, you know?
Yeah, anyways. Anyways, we go through a few more little games, including an announcement of A Darkest Dungeon 2 coming to the Switch.
Which I'm excited for, because I've always enjoyed the Darkest Dungeon series, because I'm a masochist, as you all know.
And then partway through comes out a small little announcement that even broke the mind of Maximilian Dude.
Oh yeah, the Capcom fighting game collection thing. Marvel Capcom fighting game collection thing.
Oh, yeah!
They're bringing that back, huh?
Including Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Ooh.
Yeah, which apparently was never released on home consoles.
What?
Until today, or until now.
Yeah, I was watching Maximilian Dude's reaction to it, and as soon as that came up, his brain just shut down from the rest of the Direct. Because apparently that game, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, is what started his career.
Really?
Yeah, it's what started. He described it as basically you've lost your best friend, and then suddenly he came back to life.
Yeah, because that always works out for the best.
But yeah. So yeah, a lot of fighting game fans are excited for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 6 other games in this one collection of Marvel and Capcom fighting games that were out in arcades, like The Punisher, the X-Men vs. Street Fighter, and a few others, which will be including artwork, a training mode, and a jukebox.
Ooh, wow.
Yep.
Sounds like Marvel versus Capcom fans are in for quite a treat.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Which one's the one that has Ultron Sigma?
That
was the latest one. Yeah, Infinite. There's also the one where the Monster Hunter pops up in.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you think you kind of wish, you kind of wish that out of all games, they could have brought the Monster Hunter character into one of the good Marvel Capcom games.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Sorry if anyone heard that. It is storming outside on my end.
Didn't hear a thing.
Okay.
Oh, I thought that was Chaos snickering.
No,
Yeah,
Chaos
Okay,
was...
maybe that was a little bit too. Maybe that was a little too harsh. But I have not heard a lot of good things about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
Although I didn't say you were wrong, Gad. I'm just saying, damn. Since you called it out like that.
Apparently a lot of fans were pissed off with that. They haven't even forgiven them for what they now dub the Infinity Eggs, which was supposed to be... it was this pre-order bonus where you had a box that's supposed to have the Infinity Stones, but they look like glowing eggs, and they never came out of the box. It was just a fancy little desk lamp.
One of those rare moments where Capcom turned into Bethesda for a brief moment.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on Bethesda.
Yeah, let's say Bethesda's not looking good with something they did recently with Starlink. Anyways, back to Nintendo.
Yep.
Yeah, back to Nintendo.
Yeah, and then, of course, we go through a few more announcements, like, of course, Donkey Kong Returns, and then, of course, apparently there's a mobile game that was once in the Apple Store that Square Enix had that is going to be becoming a full-fledged game. That includes, a lot of angles and strategy when it comes to using their attacks. Looking forward to that one.
Then Switch Sports got an update.
Yeah, they're including basketball with that.
The weirdest thing is that game's been out for years, and there's been not a single little update for it. Then all of a sudden, Nintendo does this.
Yeah, apparently they're not updating that one too frequently. Anyways, cramping up. Okay, what was I... Oh yeah, and then... just before we ended with a few more other small little announcements... we got... Huh?
I'm a little bit sad we don't have a chance to talk a little bit about Mario Party.
Oh yeah.
Granted, it's not the biggest thing.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, there's going to be another Super Mario Party game that's going to be coming out that will even include online 20-player party.
Okay, it's official. I am basically roping my family into sharing a Nintendo Switch online account, and then we're getting that Mario Party game.
That'd be fun.
And they'll be including a couple of maps from the first two games. One is Mario's Rainbow Castle from number 1, and the other one being Western Town from number 2.
Oh, so he gets his own castle now?
Yeah.
Plumbers.
The one thing that has me a little bit worried is that this is technically the Super Mario Party, not the Mario Party Superstar. Now, for those who aren't aware about why there's a difference, it's that the Super Mario Party, as nice as it is, it felt a little bit flawed by comparison, especially since they had the base star cost be 10 instead of 20, which, well, made it too easy to be able to get stars. Thankfully,
Really?
it does seem like they have corrected that, because they showed off on the board what the half price of a star is then, which is now 10. So naturally, that means the full price of a star is 20.
Yeah.
On the normal board, so
Yeah, they're bringing back different board gimmicks again with that one.
Me,
I just find
go ahead.
I just find it kind of funny that literally they didn't even need to make a new game. They could have just do DLC for the previous game that they had, and I would have been happy.
Yeah. Oh well.
Me personally, I hear the term Super Mario Party, and all I can think about is that the plumber finally managed to scrape together enough money to bribe the cops so that they won't shut this one down.
Yeah.
But it's not a Mario Party until Mario gets arrested by the police again.
Yep, and that's why we should all be concerned this time.
Yeah. Anyways. And then, of course, after, like I said, a few more smaller announcements here and there, we get to one that that nobody expected. Legend of Zelda, what was
Echoes
it? Echoes of Wisdom. That's it.
I'll have you know that I will always go for the name The Legend of Link to refer to that particular entry.
Yeah, basically, this is the first official on Nintendo game, not including the Philips CDI. We'd rather forget about that.
Or the Hyrule Warrior games, because technically everyone was playable in those games.
Yeah,
Even Ganondorf.
yeah, but aside from
Red Mane.
outside of all of those, Zelda is now the one that's the protagonist. But
I honestly didn't think Nintendo had it in them.
yeah. Apparently, you had a bit of an argument with her about that, Link.
Yep, she basically thinks that she can break our deal. She's got another thing coming.
But yeah, instead of using a sword or anything like that, instead you get this special magic staff called an Echo Wand, where you're able to basically copy the echo of something, like, say, a table, and
I thought it was called a Triceptor.
Yeah, the
I think it is called
Triceptor.
Triceptor.
Triceptor, brought to you by the fairy. Try.
Yeah.
You know,
And-
the thing that the developers should have came with coming up with the new names.
Yeah,
As
anyway.
in this game, which is Try Hard.
Anyways, you copy the echoes of something, like, say, a table, and use it to, like, solve puzzles and figure out where to go next. Like, for example, a cliff is too high, you can make a staircase out of tables or beds, and you get to climb up. And it's not just objects, but also monsters too, in order to get through certain puzzles and to defend yourself.
I can literally already see the parody comics being made where Zelda gets the idea to use this Tri-Wand to make duplicates of me, thus confirming that I am just an object to her.
I don't think she would do that.
You don't know her like I do.
Well, to be fair, you need to be there first, so she would have to save you first, then do it.
Yeah, because apparently all of Hyrule are sinking into darkness.
Yep.
God dang it!
I told her that shouldn't have built the kingdom on that gigantic dimensional sinkhole, but nobody ever listens to me.
I just made a Kingdom Hearts pun and I didn't realize it.
It's all fun and games until a guy pops out of a hole going on about darkness and hearts and whatnot.
Hey, this is a stream that we're going to keep simple and clean, isn't that right?
Exactly. Now let's bring out the lightsabers.
Started!
I don't think we ever actually get an explanation why he's able to conjure up lightsabers.
Cause he's Zemnas. He's built different.
Like everyone else, as far as I'm aware, is able to just do things that their original progenitors could do, but a little bit better perhaps. But he's just out here just throwing out lightsabers like no one's business.
Yeah.
So we're gonna be getting a Zelda game where Zelda's actually the protagonist, and it's made in the same art style that they used for the recent
Link's Awakening
game remake, which of course is that really cute looking like model figurine style that I found very charming.
Yep.
Personally, I just want to organize a club with Fane from Divinity Original Sin 2 and welcome Zelda officially into the playable Necromancers Club. Because you cannot tell me that after killing the enemies and taking their echoes, she isn't performing some form of necromancy.
Well, one of the echoes she can use is one of her re-dads, so you're not wrong there.
Well, at least she's recycling, like a true necromancer.
I think that it'll ultimately depend on whether or not the game establishes that the echoes that she creates are in fact permanent, or if they fade away after time. Because if they are permanent, then yeah, it's going to border on necromancy, or more like matter creation. But if they're temporary, then they are just kind of shades, or really are echoes of the original.
Like Dark Samus.
Well,
or Dark Pit.
Not exactly made of Phazon, but yeah, not
and
exactly
Dr. Mario.
Wait.
I kind of realized.
No, he's an
I
Echo
realized
Fighter.
a lot of games, especially Nintendo games, they really like doing the whole like dark, edgy counterpart. We had basically Shadow the Hedgehog, Dark Samus, Shadow Link. I feel like I'm missing one, but there's also Dark Pit, aka Pitu from Kid Icarus.
Pitui.
Well, even though he's not a direct, one could make the statement that Wolf technically is one for Fox, especially in some of the earlier concept art where he and Fox share a lot more similar facial features, except he's just more of the darker gray.
I guess there's also Shadow Mario, even though that one's actually just Bowser Jr. with a Mario theme disguise for some reason.
Well, he was trying to frame Mario for tax evasion and Isle Delfino, so...
Do you guys think that Mr. L counts?
Yeah.
Does it really count when it's technically the original person still?
Yeah, that's more possession.
I want to go with hypnosis. I don't want to say possession, because possession doesn't feel like that's right either.
Yeah, hypnosis.
I'd go with inhibitor removal.
Anyways.
Okay, fine. If we're gonna use definitions and stretch it out, he is the shadow, the true self of Luigi.
QED.
Yeah, speaking of which, one of those announcements, of course, is another reminder that Luigi's Mansion 2 is going to be, coming out onto the Switch.
So I think at this point, we now have all the Luigi Mansion games on console.
Yep, it's what I've been waiting years for.
Yeah, and then apparently there was, something that came from, the 3DS eShop called the Dentamen. I don't know, that one looked a little weird. But then we ended off the whole thing on an extremely high note, and that is Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. A game everybody's been waiting 7 years for any new news about.
Has it already been 7 years? Wow.
Yeah, close to 8 years at this point.
We're old.
This came out of nowhere so much that a guy in New York literally fainted while watching it. I wish I was kidding. There's like photos and videos of it all over Twitter.
Man, that guy basically is now going to be a reaction meme from now on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, considering the context, text and whatnot, he could have had a worse reaction to have be memeified. So.
Yeah, and on top of all that, they've introduced a lot in that little announcement of Metroid Prime 4. We saw a little bit of gameplay. We saw like a little bit of the gimmicks with like the old morph ball and of course scanning, and then we got introduced to someone who came out in the Federation games named Silex as the main antagonist.
Really?
I don't think it was specifically Federations though. He was in Federation.
No, he was. Right? He was originally in Metroid Prime Hunters.
Ah.
And then he was seen in the I don't know what you want to call it, like the true ending for Metroid Prime 3, you know, when you 100% complete it or something. But yeah, you do get to see him in the ending of that game. And he did appear in Federation Force. And I guess all the years of anticipation and speculating, because interestingly enough, a lot of people were almost convinced that was not Silex at the end of Metroid Prime 3. But no, we could definitely confirm that was Silex. It is kind of interesting that out of all the characters that they introduced in Metroid Prime Hunters, it's Silex that, for some reason, someone on Nintendo, Retroware, whatever, was like, you know what, we should put this character in more games.
Yeah, to be the Dark Samus-like figure without necessarily having to bring back Metroid Prime over and over again.
Yeah, and there we go, nice and clean.
But that's just my theory as to why he's sticking about.
Yeah, anyways.
I mean, if anything, I actually do like how Silex look. I like the advanced, sleek look he has. I'm a huge
don't get me wrong, I love aesthetic. Him too.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the character other than he's the bad guy. But yeah, he looks cool.
Yeah, anyways, while we do not have a full definite release date for Prime 4 Beyond, of which the logo looks like a black hole, very nice touch there.
Guys, so the release date will be in a black hole.
Yeah, but it's going to be slated out for next year, but they also gave a preview of one of the worlds she's going to be exploring, which was this beautiful jungle planet. But yeah, it's looking pretty good.
I can't wait for the helmet to be removed, and it turns out he's actually Samus's long-lost male twin. Dun, dun, dun. I don't think he's actually the same species as Samus, aka human.
No, I think it is.
Oh, damn. I was making a joke. I'm not a prophet, I swear to God.
No, I meant, I'm pretty sure it is a human in that suit.
What if it's actually the SAX?
Oh!
That would be funny, but I don't think that is the case.
Yeah, no. It was long absorbed by Samus at the end of Fusion. Sorry for spoilers, anyway.
It's not, not just that, but you also got to keep in mind that Metroid Prime games are on a semi-separate timeline.
Right.
So this is still before Fusions, and you can tell because Samus still looks like pre-Fusion Samus.
Ah.
Yeah, before she got that blue weird stuff on her body.
So sorry if you heard that. A ghost was very upset with my Metroid announcement and decided to move my vacuum cleaner.
Darn ghosts. Well, you know who to call.
Yeah, and there's like a lot of other announcements in that direct that I can't remember, but all in all, that while some people say it's kind of meh, there's a lot of fans that said no, it's a pretty solid one. And in all honesty, I'm in the camp that says it's a pretty solid direct. They've announced a lot in that. Some things we didn't expect, some things we kind of expected, and a lot of things were all pleasant surprises.
I'm not expecting a Smash Bros. Tier announcement until the next Switch console gets, or the next Nintendo console gets announced. So, a
lot of people are still upset that there's like no Silk Song news yet, but they're probably just working on something to get it to work right. So they just need to be patient with that. What we did get is.
I just want to say, plus, that's not even a Nintendo game. That's not something like Nintendo has to announce. That's just something the developers have to, announce themselves.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, they're letting Nintendo publish it on their console, but in all honesty, they call the shots about the game. The developers. But we do have, like, a Metroidvania game that was also announced not long after Mothership did, and that is Mio, Memories in Orbit, where you're playing a little robot with sort of like special hair, just dashing around different areas and fighting big bad enemies.
Oh that's an interesting looking game.
Yeah, and the backgrounds look really nice, like something from a sketchbook, a very nicely detailed sketchbook. I'm sorry. I'm a sucker for pointing out, like, different artsy aesthetics when it comes to some of those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Personally, the only thing that I would be upset about is the fact that it basically, like, we're at the point in our lifetimes where the Switch is basically on the verge of being replaced by the new console. And possibly maybe even new Smash Bros. Games on the horizon once that happens, but it honestly feels like just yesterday that the last one came out.
Yeah, it actually feels like just yesterday that Sora was frickin' announced for that.
Yeah, I think that's part of the thing that I missed the most, finding out what the next fighter was going to be, and seeing the last one was Sora. It really kind of got you, you know?
Yeah, but right now
Sora
Sakura
was like one of the most highly requested characters.
Yeah, but for now Sakura is enjoying a nice little break from that. He mostly did Ultimate as his like sort of last wish that he made to Iwata.
So there's a good chance that either we're not going to get another, like, that's it for the Smash Bros. Franchise, and if we do get another one, it's just going to be a port from the last one, or it's just going to be done by a completely different team.
That or it probably will.
See.
Yeah, we'll just have to see.
I'm at the point where I wouldn't be surprised if Sakurai does come back for the next project, and he simply states that as much as he wants to be done with the franchise, he ends up feeling like, as part of some sort of obligation and promises along the way, he just can't step away from the project.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just hope that they don't force it on him like they kind of did with Brawl.
No.
I think at this point, especially given how some leadership changes and whatnot, that he definitely isn't. He definitely has a lot more control thanks to his legacy at this point.
Yeah, on top of all that, it definitely sounded like he was having a lot of fun with Ultimate, so... But right now, he just needs a break. He's been working on that game for a long time. He put in like 70 freaking characters into it.
Yep.
Plus, he has his own YouTube channel now.
Damn it, I was going to bring that up, but then Kevin interrupted me. I mean, you stole my bit, yeah.
Hey, that's what's been happening to me all stream, you guys. Like, keep stealing what things that I was going to say, and then by the time I come up with something else, we move on to the next topic.
Yeah, that's how I feel like as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like put in my input on things, and I kept on being interrupted.
But that's how live
it's a
streams
vicious-
can go sometimes.
It's a vicious cycle. We keep interrupting each other, and that just makes the next person, and then actually ends up going, feel more validated to just keep talking when they actually get their chance to speak. But anyway, before I forget, it actually is funny how many videos that he has actually made, especially since it's, for the most part, in the style of both the old Smash Bros. Announcements, and it's also just general advice for game design. Which I found to be pretty neat. Especially as someone
Yeah,
who
they're actually really interesting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's always nice seeing, like it's always cool seeing a video series done by veteran
Actual.
video game developers. Even Tim Kaine, the creator of the original Fallout game, even has his own YouTube channel just talking about his history with the industry and his experience with his experience of Fallout and all that.
Nice. And then, of course, coming up within the next week, boy, let's hope the servers hold off because Dawn Trail is releasing.
Yay!
Yeah, in fact, early access should be active about now.
I already pre-ordered the Dawn Trail expansion.
Likewise. The actual trial doesn't fully begin until Friday, though.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the download happened today.
Okay. Well, at least get like the update up for that, so I could be prepared to start up Pictomancer.
N.I. Viper.
Yeah.
And getting nothing.
What exactly is a Pictomancer?
Basically, it's a mage that uses paint and art in order to cast spells, summoning creatures and doing other effects.
Ah, so you're a page master.
Yep. Yeah, think Realm from Final Fantasy VI.
Yep. Or, actually, it kind of feels like you've got Bowser Jr.'s magic paintbrush circling back around to him.
Yeah, or Bowser Jr.
And Viper turns into a snake.
Why didn't I think of that?
I'm kind of half expecting Chaos to try to correct me because I purposely got that wrong.
Well, no, you're not fully wrong. After all, one of the abilities is to summon a box and use that to hide. It is one of the scouting jobs, after all, and the other one is ninja, so it only makes sense for the other one to be based off of Solid Snake.
Yeah, well, all joking aside, a Viper is a twin-bladed scouting job, where the twin blades can be combined into one double-ended blade. And yes, there's a lot of like snake motifs with a lot of the buffs and effects, including I think even the LB3 or Limit Break.
Yeah, based off of a character from Final Fantasy IX, I believe.
Yeah, and another inspiration is Sword Art Online.
Ooh.
Yeah, Yoshi P confirmed that himself.
I'm looking forward to it because part of my main gimmick with within 14 is being a master of swords, and what's a better way to accumulate my journey through 14 than literally just dual wielding swords.
Yeah, and my thing with my character is cute and colorful, and Pictomaster brings that in spades. Like and not only that, but they actually put in a little bit of science with the ways of the spells.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of the color science. Like at one point you're using red, blue, and green, which is like the positive colors and light colors and all that sort of things. But then at the push of a button, you go to like the negative side, which is cyan, magenta, and yellow.
Art is more science than art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and both those trigger a fourth spell. Ah, gosh dang it, I fell again. where one is made of quote-unquote white paint from the RGB, and the other is black paint, aka quote-unquote the dark or black paint, aka this CYM. And then of course, a la Realm, you also get a chance to like do a bit of painting to summon a couple of creatures to help you out. One of them, of course, being a Moogle.
Moogle.
So now, if alcohol disappeared from the party, I can now add, other than blaming Gat's character for potentially drinking them all like he's a monster hunter who just got laid off from his job of hunting monsters.
How do
I'm sorry,
do that?
What he said?
He basically is blaming you for the alcohol disappearing at a party, like you're a monster hunter who got laid off from hunting monsters.
Ah, okay.
And I could just blame Light painting too many Moogles. Because Moogles steal alcohol.
They do?
If you start off in Gridania, you see there's a funny little scene where a Moogle grabs the traveling merchant's alcohol and drinks it, gets drunk, and flies away with it.
Aw. Right, so let's see if I can get this down. Trolls steal socks, gnomes steal underwear, Moogles steal alcohol. Got it.
Why
the gone?
Apparently Moogles exist, Jack.
The Moogles took it.
Why is the rum gone? Man, there needs to be some kind of like Jack Sparrow reference in the world of Final Fantasy where they basically have a Moogle named Jack. Not you, we named the Moogle Jack.
Yeah.
Funny, given how the name Jack is presently in the franchise.
Ah.
Right now, Jack is associated with I've come to kill chaos. A hilarious adventure that was trying to take itself seriously, but due to the inverse Flanderization of the character, it only became funny.
Well,
it also didn't help that they actually use a Frank Sinatra song in that.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I'm very iffy on streaming it, because of course I do not want to get a copyright strike.
Ah.
I want to say I already streamed it too.
Yeah, but you didn't stream the opening, so you're good.
I just think that that when it comes to, well, things like that, the idea that like YouTube will copyright your video if the game features a certain song, that's stupid, because that's something that you literally can't control. It's like they're basically saying that you can't stream that game. It's like, I mean, what's the friggin' point?
Yeah, and here's the thing: most of the ones that's making the copyright strikes aren't actually affiliated with the company anyway.
Exactly.
They're actually just like kind of tryhards that
trying to get money.
Yeah.
And that's what irritates me, because I'm pretty sure that, like, every single one of my Kingdom Hearts 2 videos has a copyright flag, and it's like...
Ah, crud.
I never even posted the finale to Kingdom Hearts 2 because I knew that the song in the credits was going to get the video marked, and I never got around to editing around the sound of the song. So
Okay, I'm good now. Woo! For a second there, I thought I was going to be squished.
yep, it kind of looked like it.
This is the reason why I don't like cleaning machines. There's too many nooks and crannies.
Yep,
I'm just waiting for when it just automatically cleans the thing.
I'm just waiting for you guys to get wise and just dump a torrential flood on top of this thing. The water is going to get into all those nooks and cracks somehow.
Which is why I'm glad we're doing this last. Ow! Bumped my head. Yeah, let's up with Alice in Wonderland. We'll just stick with smaller jobs.
I mean, I think we're going to have to after we drink something. One
God dang
pill
it!
makes you larger, and one pill makes you small, and the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall. So, did you run out of soap or something?
No, I just started using the soap.
Ah.
Figured.
You just realized it was a thing.
No.
LT, you need to remember Doc from the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. His famous words, "Get the soap!"
Yeah, unfortunately, I do have a limited amount of soap, so I gotta be careful.
Get the soap! Yeah, I'm not surprised that that line gets memed.
Also, fun fact, would you guys like to know a bit about some of those Quetzalcoatl things I brought up before? I find it interesting
wouldn't like to know about them at
mythology-wise.
all.
Damn. I thought you'd be very much interested in it, giving your love of God. Anyway, I'm just going to bring them up because that way Gat can realize more details about the, as far as I'm aware, the 4 wives / lovers of one of his favorite snake monsters. There's always... So the first one is called Nama. She's an interesting one because in Canon of Vengeance, she pops up as a surprise boss fight in a section of the story where it was building up to the second boss fight, and thus usurping the place as the second boss fight, much like how one of her pets third boss. But yeah, no. Her pet usurped the position of first boss from the actual first boss. She usurped the position of second boss from the, second boss. I hope I understand it. No, she would be third because the Hydra becomes the second. Okay, I'm getting distracted, so I'm just gonna move on to talk more about her. So, according to the lore that I've got here, she was an ancient demon who was a companion to Lilith. Now, who knows what about Lilith?
I know that she was Adam's first wife.
I don't think he's talking the one from Hazbin Hotel.
No, I'm not talking about that one either.
They're both... Link is right, and they're both technically the same thing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, according to Talmudic legend, she was the woman that God made first, but things didn't quite work out between her and Adam. That, and she also knew the God's secret name, which somehow gave her the ability to fly.
Oh, Light. Hey, Light, did you know the thing you could do with the wings, by the way?
Yes? How do you think they were up?
Oh, so they were down at first. Okay.
Yep. I just moved them up because I thought it was cool.
Well, I'm moving one of them down.
Okay.
Let's see, where was I? Oh yeah, right. So, she apparently can take various forms, including that of an angel, a spirit, and a primordial goddess. If I have to be honest, given what I know of Christianity and other religions or faiths, I wouldn't be too surprised if the original incarnation was specifically as a primordial goddess who just got turned into an angel and demon and whatnot. But that's semantics.
Dad, are you still there?
Gat?
Well, he was coughing a little while ago, so I think we lost him.
Gat, please respond. Part of me is doing this for you.
Let me check the stream messages. Okay, he didn't leave a message on my Twitch.
Let me send a message to him directly.
Yeah. Thank goodness I decided to make this a two-person job.
Yep. You guys
I feel like you would say that about most jobs, if I have to be honest.
Well, in this case, I actually mean it because look how huge this thing is! And we're only 90% done.
I mean, I get the appeal of PowerWash Simulator, but I kind of can't help but feel like for some things like this, they go a little bit overboard with the grime.
Yeah.
Like they need to
go many nook and crannies.
Oh, he's back.
There you are, Gat.
He lives.
Yeah, I just been really quiet.
All right, because I was asking you questions and you weren't saying anything. And there it goes again.
I'm sorry, what?
There we go.
Yeah, he was telling you some things that you may be interested in, and we haven't heard a peep.
Sorry, okay then, what is it?
Okay, so back to the serpent guy. One of his wives is known as Nama, who was a companion to Lilith and can take the form of an angel, a spirit, and a primordial goddess. Personally, if you have the form of primordial goddess, taking the other two forms feel a little bit, well, I guess an argument can be made for human, but I feel like you're just downgrading going to angel, still from goddess. But anyway, she's known to be a demon who seduced men and strangled babies in their sleep, and rules over a point where, well, music and passion, shall we say. And
okay, here. Okay, before you continue on, here in the realm of the spellcaster Kitsune, please note a lot of this is legend and mythology and everything else. If you do not feel comfortable, sorry about that. Anyways, continue.
Exactly. And do note, although I bring it up, we are certainly not advocating for anything she's brought up, especially the whole strangling a baby beast thing.
You don't condone baby strangling.
I think that on some levels it can get a whole lot worse than that. Anybody Anybody here ever watch Supernatural?
Of course. Yeah. I even heard about the Scooby-Doo crossover.
Well,
I think I shared that with you before.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's just say that in the first few seasons, I think by season 3 and season 4, Lilith was actually our main antagonist for a little while. And, well, let's just say that basically there was one episode that implies that she has her underlings possessing nurses in a hospital, particularly in the maternity ward, because Lilith has an appetite for newborn babies.
Yee! Okay! Yeah.
Okay, maybe I wasn't paying attention, but why the frick are we talking about Lilith all of a sudden?
He was we were talking about like something
Supernatural.
else, and yeah. Anyways, continue with your original topic there, Chaos. Before.
Alrighty. So the final bit with Nama, which I find interesting, that she was apparently the wife and lover at times of several formidable angels, demons, and biblical heroes.
Yeah.
So apparently,
got
with that
around.
whole passions thing, she definitely did God certainly didn't say no to her getting married or whatever. So we got Adam, Azael, Samuel, Sheyasma, Solomon, and Noah, or maybe Noah's son. Details are unclear. Her children include the Nephilim, the Shiddim, and the Ashmodai.
Dang. She's been busy.
Yep. The giants.
Next up, we have Isdom or Isheth Zanarzim, who is to say it without actually saying, she is the woman of horsedom
Orstum.
with a W.
Ah.
Ah.
Yeah. In Kabbalah, she's sometimes seen as the princess of Quithaloth, who rules over Gemlith, the verse of Seraph Yisdom, though Lilith sometimes filled the role instead. As Yothoth is the node of the Tree of Light that represents foundation, enabling both connection and movement, Gemlith represents an impure or hindered form of the process. In mythology, it is said to eat cursed souls, calling it salvation. It attacks humans and steals their souls.
Wow.
Funny thing named it. Oh yeah, now next one is known as Agith Bat Mathal, who is thankfully a little bit which, funny enough, is otherwise not too related into the things I brought up before. But she's a queen of demons and a spirit of wisdom that commanded more than 180,000 malicious spirits in 18 legions. So that's about 10,000 per legion, give or take.
Oof. Well, at least we know that she keeps things pretty even there.
She used to ride through the air in a chariot, leading smaller bands of angels of destruction. So apparently there are angels specifically for destruction, which I guess makes sense. And she was apparently the main rival of Lilith, as during her time. As you can tell, Lilith comes up quite a bit. And apparently she trained witches and procures succubi. And she's allegedly more interested in human men than women, or at least they are advised strongly cautioned against her. Men are triply advised not to sleep alone, not to be alone, sleep alone, or enter the water during times of the week where Agatha is most powerful, lest they fall under her spell. And in the Zohar, she's one of the 4 angels of the thing that mated with Samael, the Snack Man. Alrighty, now we get to the last member of the the Quaffleth. So, would anyone like to take a wild shot in the dark who the 4th member of the gang is?
Who?
Lilith.
No surprise there!
Yeah,
Okay.
she's and despite the other three first time being in the series being in 5 Vengeance, since Lilith has actually appeared a couple times through the franchise, usually as a nope. I was gonna get sent to the blood dimension there for a moment.
Sorry.
But, yeah. Usually as a, shall we say, underdressed woman who has a giant snake, covering her up. Though in 4, for whatever reason, they had some very weird outlandish designs where they had her take aspects of a bug instead.
Why a bug?
Mm-hmm.
Snakes
What?
are reasonable, but bugs? Eh?
Mm-hmm. Like I said, I don't know. I just tell you how it is. But yeah, she is the... But there's also a couple of little interesting details that the wiki tells me. Is that she was known as a storm demon by the name of Lil-Tu in Athenian Mesopotamian mythology, dating back to 3000 BC, where she was thought to be the creator of disease and death.
Dang, she
Yeah,
gets
that
the
makes
short end.
sense.
She gets the short end of the stick then.
Yeah. She was later integrated into the Abrahamic religions as the fourth wife of Adam before Eve, and she was cast out of the Garden of Eden for her opulent and sinful ways.
Yep.
Adam begged for her company and begged God to forgive Lilith and allow her back to Eden. God granted his request by allowing her to return, with the punishment of killing 100 of her children every day if she refused. She exerted her free will, refused to return, and turned into a demon. From that day on, she war with the sons and daughters of Adam. I'm not sure how she's technically the bad person here.
Yep, there are a few things that I could basically say, but I kind of don't want to go into that.
Yeah. Anyway, many versions of the tales exist where she was first to eat the fruit of knowledge in order to gain power over Adam. After being cast out of Eden, she attempted to create her own garden and become the consort of many different demons, one of which being Samael, the fallen angel. So yes, the Snake Man was indeed a fallen angel. Her children were demons, as well as being the succubus, Lilith. Unlike the Garden of Eden, Lilith's garden was reside in the southeasternmost of Edom, and was considered a wild, feral, and unclean place where aspects within classical Christian theology is symbolic of the absence of God, and hence the absence of his grace and blessing. In another version from the Mishtar Apocrypha, Adam separates from Eve and fasts for 130 years after the death of the world brought on by Cain's mortal sin of homicide. When Lilith, then known as Pinza, saw Adam's beauty, she instantly desired him and took him by force, using his sins against him. She bore many demonic spirits, now known to be a plague to mankind. Another version, she's the mastermind behind the snake that pierces Eve from straying from God's will, and because of this, she's usually depicted holding snakes. Rebelling against God, Lilith, of course, have her legs turned to the tail of a snake. From this, Lilith tend to be further associated with pestilence, federal barbarity, and depraved sexuality, sometimes referred to as the spirit of all that walks, and believed to be the origin of similar Grecian demons known as Lamia.
Huh.
Yep.
That's why some of those enemies in Final Fantasy that are that explains why one of those enemies in Final Fantasy IV is called Lilith and it looks like a snake lady.
Yep, now you know. No, isn't researching religion fun? Especially when so many other game designers clearly did to create their stuff.
The more you know, people.
And
That's
knowing
one
is
thing
half
I
the
like
battle.
about some games sometimes. They can be unexpectedly educational.
Tell me about it.
Let's see. And in some iteration, she takes on demon consorts after leaving Adam. European scriptures and depict her as the wife of Asmodeus, king of demons, and embodiment of the deadly sin of lust. In others, she's even the wife of the devil himself, who birthed and rears him demonic children in preparation of his war with God. Her hatred.
I hate to have that job.
Yeah. Her hatred of human offspring, and hence being the eternal enemy of humanity, will stem from interpretation, one the belief of jealousy for having her children taken to her by God, another belief saying it being out of early covetous and sinful nature that did not make her motherly or caring. Another said because of her own dark karma, in which her response to her God demands, I was made to kill children and men, forever cursing her to this fate. It is said that she kills her own children if she cannot find others to sate her wrath. Regardless, Lilith is believed to be the cause of stillbirth and infant deaths, where she focuses her malice on small children by preying on them in their sleep, suffocating newborn babies and feasting on their bones. In a character belief, those many similarly depraved of her deposition or troubled mothers soon to be commit infanticide. To this day, many Orthodox Jewish households hang charms to cast Lilith from their homes.
Maybe that explains that bit in Supernatural.
Probably, yeah.
So, yeah. Pretty accurate, all things considered.
Although I
Okay,
gotta
I
admit,
can confirm these things move on hydraulics because I heard it.
well, that's kind of how machinery has to move. Hydraulics are pretty much the only way. So, I mean, you basically try to move a piece of machinery without hydraulics, you're probably going to break something.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, when it comes to the
Oh, thank God.
supernatural thing, even though Lilith was like a great villain for like 2 straight seasons, really I'm kind of disappointed how they ended her story, because I felt like she really could have and probably should have been like one of the main players for a little while longer. To basically make a long story short, Lilith in Supernatural was actually the first human that the devil ever corrupted and turned into a demon, and basically seasons 3 and 4. Season 4. As it turns out, it's all about Lilith trying to break the 66 seals that would allow Lucifer to walk free and thus bring on the apocalypse. The problem is, the final seal, which Sam and Dean want to prevent from being opened, they think the only way to prevent Lilith from opening more seals is to kill her, without realizing that she herself is the final seal. As in, basically, her death is like a final sacrifice that allows Lucifer to walk free.
In other words, they goofed.
They did goof. To be fair, they were being manipulated from literally both sides, above and below, so... But anyways, that's like a whole long chestnut there to crack, but anyway, so the point is, Lilith gets killed in a rather unceremonious and unclimactic way, and then she's literally shunted aside because from that point on, Lucifer becomes our main bad guy for like an entire season, and then all that's kind of forgotten about for like a very long time. So, in fact, after her death, Lilith only makes like one more appearance where she's a hallucination that's had by Dean, who has been infected with ghost sickness. Basically a kind of a ghost virus disease that's meant to basically make people experience their worst fears imaginable until their hearts eventually give out. And so Dean's final hallucination, like before he reaches the point of no return, is Lilith appearing towards him and saying that he's going to die and he's going back to hell. So... And this was also Lilith when she's possessing a 9-year-old girl, by the way.
Wow.
Yep, I gotta admit, she did have a pretty good entrance. Like, we find out about Lilith, we basically, get out of a bad situation, Sam and Dean leave, then this little 9-year-old girl walks into the police station where they had just been, looking for the two of them, reveals that her name is Lilith, and boom, the entire police station goes up in flames. But don't worry, the version that Sam eventually ends up killing at the end of Season 4, yeah, she was possessing a fully grown woman at that point. Pretty cute one, too.
Yeah. You okay there, Gat?
I coughed so hard I almost vomited, but yeah, I'm fine.
I hate that. It always... Stuff like that happens to me in the morning, because I've also got big tonsils, so, like, depending on the moisture in the air, like how I'm sleeping, I could wake up and everything is all dry back there. Tonsils rub against the uvula. I think that it's just going to be a cough. All I need to do is clear my throat. Nope. Okay, Gat, you need some. You need some cough medicine. You got any?
I was kind of thinking that too. I'm still on the verge of recovery ever since Monday, when I just had this really bad migraine that also affected my stomach. And yeah, and during all that, I somehow got myself like a running. I became like really congested. I have like a runny nose. So yeah, I'm still like going through the motions.
I hope you feel better.
Thanks.
Anyways, I have to literally get into the crannies of this thing in order to get this wing mount done. Which reminds me, Shinra still hasn't gone back to me about what happened with the Scorpion.
Really?
Wait, what Scorpion?
Back in when I did the Final Fantasy VII special, I cleaned up their Scorpion mech. And then it got blown up by a blonde guy with memory issues and a sword almost as wide as his hips and as long as he is tall.
I'm wondering how they know about his memory issues. It basically is kind of like that joke from Team 4-Star where Frieza is telling Vegeta the story about how he killed his dad, and yet the story basically involves lots of points that basically before that happened, and Vegeta's like, how'd you know about the parts you weren't there for?
And Frieza naturally responds by going into
his second form. Krillin, do you feel that? I taste that!
Come on, up.
All done. And judging by the expression on your face, so are you.
But, yeah. Yeah, they still haven't called me back about that. I got all that done for them only for it to blow up.
That tends to be the way things go with military equipment. I mean, spending thousands of dollars a year on these things, but odds are they're most likely going to get destroyed. And if they don't get destroyed, they get decommissioned because they get replaced by something a few years later. Man, maybe in our world things just aren't meant to last.
Finally got that thing done. Alright, time for the other one.
Some new releases that came out recently, beyond the whole Shin Megami Tensei game, because that actually came out a few weeks back now, is Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Yeah, I heard that a new DLC came out.
Yep. Where we go into the deep, dark secrets of the Earth Tree in search of kindly Mikola. The child of the goddess America, and the Elden Lord Radagon, who is known for his great kindness that often bewitches him many followers, as well as constantly cursed to be the size of a child. And look like a child as well.
Poor bastard. Man, if only I knew what the name of that condition was, because that basically happened to, like, the actor who played Isaac in Children of the Corn. Isaac basically looks like a preteen boy, but the actor who plays him was actually 25.
Damn.
And he's a creepy guy, too. It was perfect casting.
Oh, we're still not done yet with this stupid thing.
Welcome to the grim dark future
Please!
What?
of the 41st millennium. Cleaning the shit of huge honking vehicles.
Like, seriously, it's not like he spoke that loud.
No, well, I didn't expect it. It was the surprise.
The best kind of prize is a surprise.
And that is a sir, so...
To the gentlemen, I'm misfortune. To the ladies, I'm surprise.
Is there like a step stool and a normal ladder around here somewhere?
Yeah, if you can find one.
I'm literally surprised that you guys aren't flying around with water-powered jetpacks at this point.
I'm surprised that too.
I mean, that would be a great addition because those
I
actually
found
exist.
them.
Oh, they look like little crab things.
Yeah, I found the ladders and the step stools.
Finally.
They give you 3 ladders for this thing.
Thank God.
What a monster. What was I going to say? Something about...
But yeah, to briefly sum up my experience with Shadow of the Earth Tree, it began with me walking into a nice, beautiful site with a very evil-looking tree in the distance, and so naturally when confronted with such a menacing thing, I, the hero who's bested many a terrifying threat, ran into the woods to look for items. Oops. And what do I get out of it? I get harassed by Logan. And when I say Logan, what's the first person that comes to your mind?
Wolverine?
Gabriel Logan.
Yes, I get harassed by Wolverine himself, and he proceeds to beat the crap out of me. He doesn't manage to fully defeat me, but I had to immediately go refill all my flasks because he just kept giving me my buttocks, and I didn't have the time to stun him or cast a spell to fully wreck him. Then I go in the proper direction the game meant for me to go in, figuring that that was probably a sign from the devs that I shouldn't go that way, which, granted, should have been a dead giveaway when an owl shouted so loud I legitimately thought there was something more menacing nearby. No, it was just an owl that decided to jump scare me. Me by screaming like a banshee.
Yeah, it's weird. It's creepy how owls can do that.
Especially barn owls. Woohoo, Nelly!
So yeah,
just that's casual geographic.
Yeah, go towards
the dwarves.
So yeah, I go towards the main settlement I go into. Some sort of weird beastly-looking guy with horns or whatnot and a dancer disposition walks up to me and grabs a hold of my face with his feet and slings me around for a bit. I managed to win the fight, but but I can promise you that it was certainly not without some difficulty. Not as much as Logan, as you might guess. It's kind of hard to do more damage than Wolverine, especially with the speed that he moved by comparison. So I went to the Shadow place, beat up all the peaceful inhabitants who were just wondering why this was happening to them. Don't worry, they're all from the Shadowland, meaning this is definitely justified, for I am from the Light Realm. And then I go towards this place called the Mausoleum, where I had to fight with Guts from Berserk.
Of course.
And he became my first major hurdle. But much to my satisfaction, he was everybody else's first hurdle as well. But I managed to prevail, and some of the things that caught other people off guard didn't catch me off guard, so I can at least place myself above the average scrub in that regard. Since then, pretty good. Dealt with a couple of bosses. Still need to finish it up before Friday, as well as help get through some of the bits.
Well, wish you the best of luck.
No, I have faith. I have faith in my own abilities, but more importantly than that, I have faith in Cat's abilities.
Yep.
Because he's able to go by some things at a much quicker pace than even I, or even Cav.
Oh yeah.
And he's able to discover things that I didn't know 2 years later. Like one of the bosses that I hate to go up against had a actual elevator that led right back to a Grace.
Do I sense salt in that?
I think that maybe he does.
Perhaps. Either way, Gat's being silenced, so either he's coughing again or he's snickering with smug superiority.
Yeah.
Somebody pull his string, he's not talking.
Sorry, I had to leave for a moment. My nose was bleeding.
Oh.
Oh God.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be.
You know what, I'm blaming Moog for this. He's the gatekeeper to the DLC, after all.
Yeah.
We already beat it. You can't keep using that joke.
Well, you see, Elden Ring, it's much like Warframe. It runs off eternalism. Just because we kill Moog in one timeline doesn't mean he isn't still alive in another timeline.
Mm.
And besides, his priests and stuff are still alike, so they could potentially just do it in his stead.
But yeah, you were trying to tell me something?
I pretty much summarized my experience in the DLC as fighting Wolverine, and at a later time fighting against Guts from Berserk.
And then he said that he's got faith in your skill, especially with the fact that you find things and with finding out different like tactics and things different from what Chaos is used to.
I'll be completely honest. Like, as much as I've said before, Guts humbled me quite a bit. I'm about 80% certain in that because he is the fastest member of what we've dubbed the Great Sword Group, he'll likely be able to get in and out without getting caught off by Guts, especially once he realizes that Guts has the Whirlwind Strike. Actually, that might be a different skill, where he can just slice the wind at you. Fun fact, both of the NPC-like enemies I brought up actually drop their equipment too. So you too can be like Wolverine or Guts from Berserk.
Ooh, like what equipment do they drop?
Well, Wolverine drops what is called the Beast Claws, which
I mean, it makes sense. So, like, what else will Wolverine was going to drop? A shovel?
A skeleton. A scary skeleton sings shivers down your spine. But yeah, then the other guy, he actually drops everything but his crossbow. Apparently the crossbow is one step too far.
There we go. Got that done.
I forgot. What was the maximum amount of players you could invite for this?
I think just 2.
Just
You
two.
can
I feel like this,
with
I feel like
with this in main story wise, you can only get one friend. But if we're like doing like the other version, which is like kind of the repeat thing after unlocking this, then we do up to 8.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say, this looks like it should be at least be a 4-people job.
Yeah,
It
well,
really
unfortunately, the devs are very strict. Did not like think this one through.
Yeah, I agree. Should be just the one multiplayer thing, because, you know, I technically haven't gotten any progress on any of the jobs. So it's weird that I'm able to just go through and invite anyway, so...
Yeah, and
Also, one thing I want to bring up is that that Cav, the third member of the Great Sword Group, he's the magic caster, where I am the Faith. He's presently going through the spooky Bloodborne map right now. I'm excited for his reaction. I am not giving any more details other than it is spooky, and he is likely going to die unless he learned about its primary gimmick like ahead of time.
you hear that, Kev?
I don't think he's here. Otherwise, I retract my statement entirely. I'm okay bringing it up in front of Gap because it'll be a while before we reach that point.
And even then, like, I don't even know what he's talking about by Bloodborne now, because even Bloodborne has some pretty diverse locations.
Let me say this. Do you remember the dungeon that led to dealing with that one guy with the cage on his head?
Mikulash?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Now you get it. Especially with the spooky stuff.
If I see a single Winter Lantern, I am leaving.
Fun
Do
fact, there's
not
actually
blame.
an item that you can collect called the Winter Lantern Lilies.
Okay, if I
Oh,
see
yeah,
one
the-
Winter Lantern Lily, I am leaving. Those are easily like one of the worst enemies, not bosses, regular enemies you can come across to encounter in that game.
Well,
Especially, sorry, you were saying?
I was basically like gonna bring up the idea that how do you guys feel about games where you fight a boss, but after you defeat it, that boss becomes a reoccurring enemy?
Somewhat annoyed, especially in Elden Ring, where we're fighting that boss again later on. It's still a tough enemy.
Yep.
Like it's not like they treat it as if it's a mook. It's not a mook. It's still able to chunk my HP, and even kill me. So screw you, Deb. Stop treating the Usulated Tree Spirit as if it's a mook. It's not. It is not even a elite mook. It is above even the elites.
Sorry,
Yeah,
you
give it a
guys
help.
are hearing
Yeah.
other noises. My sister is like chatting with friends and laughing.
I don't
Only
think that we can
briefly
hear
heard
that.
something.
As for me, I don't like it because I feel like it sort of disrespects what the boss is supposed to be. Like, they're
Oh.
supposed to, yeah, a higher class of enemy, but then they just, you know.
There we go. Yeah, for me it actually depends. It depends, really. I mean, sometimes there's some things that I don't mind, especially if they like nerf it. But if it's like the same song and dance over again, then we have a problem.
Yeah.
I think my favorite potential example of a reoccurring enemy is the Tree Sentinel that you can fight as soon as you enter the main area of the game.
Oh, that bad boy!
Yeah, I need to look up what needs to be cleaned.
Yeah, as soon as people see that, I was like, ooh, I'm gonna fight that! Die about 50 times.
Yep, that summarized my experience. Although, for me, the one that I could not just allow to get away with killing me is the Grafted Scion, the first proper enemy you fight in the entire game. And it's an elite mook who is designed to kill you and then throw you into a river. Or throw you into the ocean, I should say. It's actually kind of funny, especially when you consider the distance that you would have had to have traveled to go from the location you initially spawn in to where you actually end up.
If you ask me, the most dangerous enemy in the game is Patches in his signature kicking you into a pit.
Ah,
Well,
yes.
He does do that. He does
Good
do
old
that once.
Patches.
I think my favorite thing about Patches is that he follows the same philosophy that he expects everyone to follow. So if you attack him after you've already shown him mercy and got him as a merchant, he will actually be like, yo, if you don't want to die, beg for mercy. And if you do end up begging for mercy, because he teaches you the emote for that, he actually lays off and lets bygone be bygones.
Mm-hmm.
One
Yeah.
of the few NPCs that, if you beg for mercy, he's like, okay, I'll accept you just made a mistake and went a little bit mad.
Mm-hmm.
Mad. Let's go back to just being old chums.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, like if you're unaware on who Patches is, he's a reoccurring character in a lot of FromSoft's games.
Yeah, I was basically thinking that he might be similar to Patches the Clown from Cuphead.
Well, Patches is pretty much just like your shady item dealer.
Ah. So he's closer to Pork Rind then.
Mm-hmm. He's, well, for a given definition, he's a okay guy, and I don't mean okay as in like he's morally okay. No, he's definitely one of the greediest sons of
I wouldn't
dogs.
describe him as greedy, just very sketchy, shady.
I guess fair enough. Especially the Dark Souls version, which is, as far as we're aware, the longest living incarnation of Patches in the entire library of Patches, which has quite a few. The main reason is that there's practically several generations of the cycle of fire and darkness in Dark Souls, between Dark Souls 1 and 3, with the timeline for 1 already being rather long itself. And Patches survives the events of the first game into the third game. And that's impressive, not just because, humans living that long, because technically he is a undead, and thus every undead can technically do that. The problem is that most of them tend to go hollow because they lose some sort of sense of purpose or whatnot. Patches does not ever really lose his purpose. And in his last meeting with you, because during the last DLC, he actually forms a bit of camaraderie when he loses his memories, and was very close to hollowing out until you saved him by helping him get his memories back. And thus, he rewards you by kicking you into one more pit. But the difference is that every other time, the pit is supposed to kill you, so that way he can steal your items. And this is something he does in the base game, so it's not like he's learned not to do that. Though I find it hilarious because it is possible to defuse because he doesn't lead you into a new area, he puts you into an old area. So if you kill the things he pushes you into, because those things don't respawn, he's like, wait, where are the giants? Where are the man-eating giants? When you see him again, it's like, oh, hey, you don't know, oh, you know me? I'm sorry, mate. Like, it was this cursed onion armor. I thought it was going to protect me, but it's clearly steered me the wrong way, my friend. So, how about I be a merchant, a pal, and we can, let bygones be bygones. I'll even let you have the armor for a price. But yeah, despite all of that he does legitimately help and sell items. And going back to the whole third thing, the area he kicks you into is actually how you're supposed to actually get through the tower that you're otherwise stuck at, and requires a little bit of a tricky jump in order to reach. He kicks you with enough force to make it get in a singular try.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
He then talks about the nature of humanity and greed, because he lures you over there with the promise of treasure, which is something he's always done with luring people into his traps. That's the nature of humanity, before wishing us a merry dark souls and heading off. But as far as we're aware, never to be seen again, unless it turns out he's one of the incarnation of Patches in one of the other games, like Elden Ring.
Yeah, for example, he pops up in Bloodborne, but he's stuck with the body of a spider.
and instead of hating clerics, he is a cleric.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely a different incarnation there. The Elden Ring version is at least very similar in personality. With the additional caveat, he ends up pretty much joining a faction full of murderous psychos known as the Volcano Manor. But to be fair, he doesn't actually go around killing people. He runs a bandit club here or there. Does his merchant duties that he says are legit. And when it's time to actually do his job at the Volcano Manor, he pretty much says, hey, so I have this job. I gotta try to go kill someone. Can you do it for me, bud? I promise I'll give a tantalizing reward if you fulfill my contract for me. And he actually does follow through if you go do the job.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a situation where you actually... Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so in this case, he's got a little more honesty to him compared to when we first meet him in the Dark Souls games.
I wouldn't say honesty, but he certainly is a little... He definitely has a lot more of a... development, let's say. I think that's the right word for it.
Yeah.
But so when the Volcano Manor goes down, he's rather concerned with the former Lady of the Manor, the main person you talk to for all your killing jobs, known as Lady Tanith. I think he had some sort of crush on her, which probably helps with the fact that the guy who was in charge of the Volcano Manor, Praker Rykard, who has the best sword in the game for faith builds, funny enough, despite being a blasphemous man who let himself be eaten by a snake to become the snake. Because apparently he followed the philosophy, you are what you eat, and so if he gets eaten by something else, he will become that thing. funny because usually people who go that way philosophy go the other way around.
Really?
I guess he was fasting and he didn't want to break it. But, hey, it worked for him, despite how weird he ended up being. But, yeah, Tanith still loved her husband and, tried eating his decapitated head in order to, bring him back to life, so that way they can complete piecing out in general, never to be seen again, as far as we're aware.
I'm sorry, what happened?
I'm talking about Patches, just been Elden Ring.
I thought you were talking about me, because I was just helping out my brother with groceries.
Well, you do disappear a lot, but you've never gave me any sort of shady deals.
I never tried taking you into a pit full of deadly monsters.
You have led me into a giant boulder, though.
I still remember that. Oh, fun times in Neo 2!
Actually, I think that was Neo
That was
1.
Neo 1.
I think that was happening a couple times in Neo 2. Oh, for crying out! There.
Either way, it was in Neo. There was a boulder, and he told me it was safe beforehand. It was not safe beforehand.
Yeah, for some reason I could not remember all the traps.
On the plus side, that led me to be extremely paranoid over the existence of boulders from that area on, so...
No. It looks like we got a network error on my end.
Just refresh it. You should be good.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a bit of a network error too, but just refreshing it helps.
Yeah, it happened to me.
Wait till he gets to his feet, then hit him with a boulder.
There we go.
Yeah, that's better. That's butter.
Of course, Neo is definitely one of my favorite Souls-like games, mostly because I can actually end up doing co-op without having to worry about being invaded by someone who's a lot more better at PvP than me.
No, the only caveat is one of us has to beat the level in order to help the other out.
Well, I don't think that's really much the case in Neo 2. I don't think it was. I know it was that way in Neo 1. Because we could even co-op do missions into.
Yeah, definitely recommend that game. It is fun. And you get to make your own half-demon character.
And yet your parents will not take any traits from you, meaning if you end up making a character that's just way out there, it will really seem like what the hell in terms of how the genetics worked. Which at first is fine until one of your characters, there's family members also happens to be a twin to you. But, nah. That little funnies aside, I still very much enjoyed the ride.
Oh yeah, and on top of all that, Yasuke is treated with respect. I'm not going to elaborate on why, but I think some people who's been paying attention to Twitter and that will understand what I'm saying.
Let's see, what else on this cursed ship needs to be cleaned, because God knows that 98% isn't really 98%.
What the heck is a canard wing? Oh, Okay. Seriously, this thing is worse than the Scorpion.
I bet.
Yep, it really does suck. Especially given the whole bipolar way it will decide when something is fully cleaned or not.
They really need to be more generous with that.
Just let reaching 90% be fully clean. Not to mention, what the hell is the side heavy bolts? I don't see any heavy bolts.
The side heavy bolters are the guns at the front.
Oh.
Let's see. I got recently back into Windcraft recently, where basically
yeah, I
they,
noticed.
where basically they turned Minecraft to. It's a Minecraft server where they make it a full-fledged MMO. And let me tell you, it is definitely different from what I remember.
Yep.
On top of all that, they announced the fact that they're including a new update that is going to be changing even more come this summer.
I honestly don't know how Grian does it. You'd think that with Hermitcraft he'd be too busy for anything else.
Well, dude, no, it's not just Green that's working on this. He was just kind of brought on by the original creator. Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Which explains the Bovimus, because, of course, the OG creator has a skin that looks like a cow. I'm not joking. In fact, one patch that happened, of course, they included secret discoveries, which gives you more lore and EXP. One of them, of course, includes the life and journey of the first city's legendary hero, Bob. Bob.
The builder.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah, sometimes you...
He's a building.
Yeah, occasionally you see... Yeah, every time... And often you see his zombie in the streets of the first city.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Bob the zombie, can he eat it? Bob the zombie.
Yeah, I would get into details of that, but that is spoilers. Anyways. And then this upcoming update is going to be doing a huge graphical rehaul of the graphics.
Whoa.
Including world events and possibly a new area. They call it the Windcraft Rekindled update.
You know, I was gonna bring this up. The moment you brought Windcraft or whatever it's called, I thought it was just gonna be one of those weird knockoff Minecraft games.
Nope.
Nah, it's a server.
Yeah.
Oh, where's the filth on this accursed thing?
Let me see, as soon as I get down to the literal nitty gritty of the underside of this thing. There we go. Ah, that's bright.
Finally.
Let's see. And surprisingly enough, if you haven't been on for a while and you still got like a bunch of stuff, you don't lose that stuff.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and they separated the bank into a player storage and an account storage. The account storage, of course, is all the stuff you saved on your Minecraft through your Minecraft account. Player, of course, goes for the individual player you're playing that day. And if you delete that, you lose the stuff in that bit of bank. They even included like new archetypes and everything for the classes. So it's not just a straight shot like, oh, you get this spell as you level up. No. There's actually strategy in your jobs.
Really?
Yeah. Like, for example, if you're a mage and you want to go, like, be a healer, there's an archetype for that. Or if you want to go, like, full-on attack, there's an archetype for that. If you're a bow user and you want to, like, have one that allows you to spam quite a bit, there's an archetype for that. Warriors, same thing, too. And then they're going to be implementing more things to make yourself even stronger, especially with the world events.
Yeah, I gotta admit.
Where the enemies are like level 250.
Well, be sure to bring a tank.
I'm surprised with all this we're not leaving any footprints on the windows.
I guess you guys got like special shoes that don't leave prints.
Yeah, I guess so. Speaking of shoes, I just found the cutest detail about... Sorry to go back to 14, but I found the cutest detail about Kryle's shoes.
Really?
She's got paw prints on the soles.
That is kind of cute.
Yep.
But she really likes dressing up like a cat.
So much so, even her new job, she sticks with that gimmick.
Let's just hope that those footprints never show up at a scene of a crime, or else they'll lead the authorities right to her.
I think the costume that she's like wearing is actually based on the look of Kryle of Beastmaster in Final Fantasy V. Because that's where she was inspired by, Final Fantasy V.
Oh yeah, then they have like all sorts of alternative appearances.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they had the job system in that game.
Alright, fly deck canary. Oh, lovely. It's this thing. What's the button to detect the grime again? Been too long.
R3, I think?
It's the right button on the D-pad.
Ah.
Alright, there we go.
There we go. But yeah, I'm already excited for Dawn Trail because they're even including a new option in the game for dying lambs. You want to know what that is, Link?
What?
2 colors!
2 colors.
Yeah, so if you ever get back into the game, and if you want to have your stuff, like, match the color of your character, there you go. You can have black and red.
Well,
yeah, trust us. It's a feature we've been wanting for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really would like to, but I guess the way my life is that I just can't justify paying $15 a month to only play like video games every other day or so.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, no, it's fine. But if things settle down, you feel like the need to play again. There you go.
I would love for things to slow down.
Watch as the ship goes back into battle and then comes back even messier.
Oh, I think that this thing's getting destroyed.
You know, at this point, I'd rather it destroyed than it coming back. Because if that's the case, I'm charging double to these guys. I don't care if, like, their giant mechanical god complains.
Even if they try to
Double,
kill
you should ask him quadruple.
Yeah, I should. No, quintuple. Because look how big the sucker is. Look how long we're taking.
Man, all these little pieces of grime, you would think that they'd just bam and it would all be over.
Yeah, I think they would just auto clean.
Yep.
Because they do have that possible. I've had times where I was about to clean some grime and it immediately disappears.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing that bothers me also about doing all this cleaning is that I've had so many times where I've just washed over a place only for like a few specks here and there to somehow manage to survive. Like, even if it's realistic, it's so damn annoying knowing I have to go back to a place I've technically already cleaned.
Amen. Oh, got a twofer right there.
Yeah. Focusing on the wing now.
What also doesn't help, of course, I think it takes advantage of, like, the three-dimensional thing a little too much.
Definitely. Because, I mean, well, getting all that under there, that's... You'd think that they basically put this thing on lift so you could get it up at it easier.
Oh, thank God, got that done. Oh, yeah. Get me out of there! Ah! Yes, I hissed! No, I'm not ashamed. Yes, I'm frustrated.
You think there's any chance for you just to get a break?
Well, this is the only job we're doing today, I tell you that much right now.
Heck yeah. And hopefully this is the last job we're doing today. But if there's one more job, I'm gonna scream.
Yeah.
I just had a random thought. Like, imagine they were doing a Godzilla collab and you had to clean Mechagodzilla.
Heck to the no!
I honestly wouldn't put it past them.
Yeah, I mean, there's been like a lot of Godzilla collabs recently.
If that's the case, House is getting a break, and you're coming in here to clean Mecha Godzilla with me, Gat.
Would be fine to have a break. I just...
Where's the last bit of the fuselage? Okay, what's this fuselage armor?
I wonder if there's any Warhammer 40k fans who just play through this whole thing and just sees the names of the parts and be like, ah, yes, this is where I gotta go.
Yeah.
Now wondering how Warhammer 40k fans feel about painting everything by hand.
I imagine they enjoy it.
Yeah, like...
Yeah, there's an entire... Sorry, you're saying?
I was friends with a Warhammer fan. They basically, like, say that it's a hobby that basically takes a lot of, like, investment in, but it's good for basically, like, I don't know, taking your mind off things, escaping, and basically having something to indulge you in your... basically keep you busy for a bit.
Oh, sounds like me with cross-stitching.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like entire streams dedicated of just painting those little mini figurines.
How is this one still not clean? What the hell?
The sides. Maybe this is the reason why we have like 3 flippin' ladders. Thank God!
We did it! Yay!
The fuselage armor's done.
Don't say that when there's still more of this damn ship to clean.
Praise the Emperor.
Okay, I got the main wing engine done.
At this point, I feel like I'm gonna pass out before I actually clean this thing, and I am feeling very sleepy.
And I feel like I'm about to fall apart.
Yeah, I don't blame you. My finger's cramping up.
Man, I ought to tell these people next time to just take it to a car wash.
And while the others are like, okay, to get into like another game I've been getting back into, while the others are playing Shin Megami Tensei 5, I've been getting back into its a crossover with Fire Emblem, which is Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah, I was gonna say that name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes, the Fire Emblem crossover with Persona.
Yeah, speaking of which, yes, I found back the Joker costume.
Yeah, I remember there was a bit of an outcry, a bit of a controversy around that game about that.
It's because with the images that they first showed off, people were expecting a completely different game to the final product.
Yeah, it kind of became one of those cases where it's like a completely different game than what they were advertising.
Don't you just hate when that happens?
It's a case where they definitely shouldn't have promoted it before they had their official idea, because if they just had Tokyo Mirage Sessions normally, people would have been at worst, alright, a bit unorthodox, this might be interesting though. But because they had Fire Emblem Shin Megami Tensei, that what's caused the major issue.
Aside from that, the game, from what I heard, is fine. It's still
Oh yeah,
a fun
it's
game to play.
fun.
It's just
like I said,
it's kind of a case of misleading marketing, I guess.
It's a case of where like they definitely should have held off from making any official announcements until they had a proper gameplay trailer or something done. Because I'm sure they didn't have the full idea of what the game was going to be at the time, as evidenced by how they advertised it.
Actually, you know what? Hold on a sec. Isn't that game supposed to be still available on the Wii U?
Well,
Yeah,
Wii U
it's
shop
also
is-
available on the Switch.
Oh, I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
A lot of games are available on the Switch that were originally on the Wii U.
Ah, okay. That's it.
Yeah.
Good old Wii U, the console that died for Nintendo sins.
It
Yeah.
died so that way the Switch could live.
At least it died having a funny name.
Wii U. At least the Smash Bros. Game was pretty fun.
Yeah, I kind of wish they brought back the Master Core fight to Ultimate.
On the plus side, at least there's an instance where you can play as the Master Hand without needing to hack into the game.
Really?
I don't remember that.
It's in World of Light. There's a section where you have to go up against puppet fighters, and you have the full unrestricted moveset with one major difference. You're not limited to staying in the same place.
You can go completely ham as a hand.
Yeah. Master Hand shows that all those times where a singular Smash fighter attempted to beat him, yeah, he was holding back.
That's kind of how it always goes.
He's like
Eldritch
he's
deities.
You think he's pretty much the equivalent of Dr. Wily, but actually he's Beerus.
Basically, I mean, he pretty much does what he does because he considers everything a game, but in order for it to be a game, he has to give the players an actual fighting chance. Believe me,
Exactly.
I know.
Okay, now nothing is lighting up. Oh well.
Apparently the Hell Missile, the Hellstrike Missile Pions are next.
Oh, you got it lit up on. Oh, you got it lit up?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that would explain everything.
You must construct additional pylons.
Because I can't seem to make anything light up on my end. That's why.
Alright, next up, the nose armor belt, which is on the actual flipping top of the ship. Yay.
Oh, sorry.
Even got rid of something else while trying to get to my main objective. How fun.
Now there's one more ladder here. Here we go. Come here.
I don't even see a single bit of grime on this damn thing. Not sure what I did to clean it, but it's finally clean.
Okay, got that done. Of course, it's all on top.
It would be.
Oh, I hate 99% on this thing. Yes, despite what that implies, it's never just 99%.
You'd actually be surprised that sometimes in most computer systems, 99% is basically the peak, because 100% is like this completely unobtainable goal. Like the Matrix. Basically, the reason that the Matrix is the way that it is because the architect could never find a way to get it to reach 100% efficiency. That,
Thank God, okay.
that 1% always results in the 1.
Finally, we're at the last 3. Okay, what on these swivels is not clean?
You know, they say the real heroes of the Imperium are either the Guardsmen or the Space Marines, but not it's you guys.
Okay,
Yep.
that's done.
Next time they could take it to a car wash, though.
Alright, to the upper vertical stabilizer mount.
If I'm right, that's at the back! It's this thing. Oh.
What thing?
It's here at the back. Yes! Finally! Oh!
Yay!
We're done! We're free!
Praise the Omnisaya.
You said it! Oh my God, look how long it took us.
And remember, this is supposed to be like a sped up recap.
Yep.
That's it!
Yeah, congratulations.
We did it! The Warhammer 40k
congratulations,
special is done! It took us almost 3 hours to finish this thing.
I can
Yep.
finally leave.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about cleaning more messy Warhammer machinery.
Alright,
Well-
Get, now follow me. I'm gonna throw you into Shadows of the Earth Tree now.
Yes,
Well,
I'm
folks, that basically
We'll
wraps
talk
it
about
up
this
for
later.
the Warhammer stream. But
Yeah,
we hope you guys
the only
enjoyed
other-
the DLC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let's hope the Alice in Wonderland one does not have as many nooks and crannies and big things.
Somehow I think that we'll
doubt
be
that.
experiencing a new kind of madness, but we'll only know when we get there. So, let's say we wrap this one up.
Yeah, we'll save the Santa's workshop for the winter.
Yep. Nothing
Anyways.
like a little bit of festivity.
I'd like to thank my friends here for joining me along with this. As always, the fearsome Linkzilla,
Yep.
our resident Space Marine and Warhammer 40k fan, Gat720.
and someone who's potentially dying.
Yeah, my always awesome partner in this, the eccentric and most likely exhausted Mr. Chaos.
I'm gonna go get myself stabbed by demigod Snick man Vlad the Impaler.
And me, the spellcaster Kitsune, who almost lost her mind to this stupid thing.
All right, All right.
Anyways.
See you, everyone.
Yeah. Bye,
So
everyone.
long, everybody.
And remember, the only magic you have is your imagination.
And the filth that got onto that ship.
Yes. As well as a need to make a complaint. I need to complain to the big head honcho of this place. Ah!
You
Bye,
really
everyone.
don't want to meet the leaders of the machine priests.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.